Hey learners, hope you all are doing well. I'm sure you all are taking care of yourself. Let's start with our problem solving series using Python. I'm sure you all are enjoying it and that we can see it from the number of views and the number of increasing subscribers. One kind request to all of you, please watch the video till the end. If you make this habit, sure you'll enjoy the series, you'll develop your programming skills, which will be helpful in your college assignments, it will be helpful in facing your job interviews. Let's continue without wasting time with the next question. Write a program to accept n numbers from user and store it into list. Return addition of all elements from that list. Input number of elements, for example 7. Then you'll input the numbers one by one, and the output should be sum of all these elements. Now, what is a list? List is a data structure which Python has provided. It is an object which groups many different objects, and that object is represented as one single object. So you can say it is like an array. Array is a collection of homogeneous element. Only the difference is list doesn't have that criteria. It is collection of element. The elements can be of any type, but all those elements which are grouped in one list object, we represent that list as one single object. Now, if you want to know about list object, there is a separate video on it. Please watch it and don't forget to click on the bell icon. Please like the video. Please put comments on it. This gives us chance of improvement. This gives us encouragement to come with the more better videos. Now we'll write solution for this. I'll create an empty file, new Python file. I'll give name to it as Q21. Now, this also you can solve it by different ways. You can write functions. For some activity, you can write your own algorithms, or you can take the advantage of functions provided by Python. Now we'll solve this question. First, we have to accept n, that is number of elements. Then I'll accept this n number of elements and store it in a list. I'll create a empty list. How to create an empty list? Very easy. You just have to write list object equal to and empty square bracket. This is an object of type list. Now we'll accept n element from the user and store it in this list object. For I in range, and I'll pass n to it. Now this loop will go for n time. N time I'm going to accept from user elements. I'm not passing any prompt message. And then this list object dot append, and I'll pass that t which we have accepted from user. Note that append is a method of class list. Now this loop will go n time, n elements accepted, they are appended in the list. They get added in the same order, the order in which you have inputted the value. That is the peculiarity of list. Now we want to display its sum. You can write sum equal to comma, and you can call a ready-made function which is provided by Python called sum, and we'll pass to it our list object. Remember, sum is a function, it's not a method. Sum, it takes a iterable object. List is a type of iterable object, and it returns you the sum of all the elements in that list. Now here to find the sum, we haven't written any logic. If you want, you can write your own algorithm. That is, you can traverse each and every element in the list and compare it with the previous. You can traverse the list, retrieve one by one element from the list, and add it in one accumulation variable, that is one temporary variable. And at the end, whatever the total is accumulated in that variable, you display it. But instead of writing logic, why not to use the functions which Python has provided? Now we'll run this script. This is script number 21. It is asking for number of elements. I'll enter 5. Then I'm going to enter 5 values. Can see after inputting 5 values, it is displaying the sum. Note that the sum is a ready-made function provided by Python. Let's continue with the next question. Question number 22. Write a program to accept n numbers from user, store it into list, and return maximum number from that list. Now this is very much similar to question number 21. Only the difference is we have to find maximum. Now to find maximum also, there is a ready-made library function provided by Python. Or if you want to develop your programming logic, you can write your own algorithm also. Now in this program, I'll just make small change so that we'll get maximum. I'll copy this source code. I'll create another file. I'll give name to it as Q22. I'll copy this whole code here. Now, my task is to display maximum. Okay. And I'll call function max. That's all. Now, max is a ready-made function provided by Python. Remember, Python, though we call it as a pure object oriented because everything is implicitly an object, but it is a multi-paradigm language. It means it provides procedural facility also object oriented. So max is not a object oriented function. It is a non-OOP function, means to call it or to invoke it, there is no object associated with it. Now max and will pass a iterable object. It will return the maximum element from that list object. Let's run it. If suppose you want to change the font size, what you can do is you go in this window option in PyCharm, then go to editor tab. Now in this editor tab, you can see configure editor. When you'll go to this option, you'll see appearance and many more options are there. All these options you can observe. In this, here there is one font option. If you want, you can increase the size of font. Applied. Okay. I hope you can see it's increased in size. Let's run this code. Now, this is again getting executed. Question number 21. I'll go to run and in run, I'll select 22. I'll give 5 elements 6, 9, 2, 3, 5. Is it returning the maximum element as 9? Let's continue with our next question. Question number 23, which is very much similar to the previous two. Write a program to accept n numbers from user, store it into list, and return minimum number from that list. As an input, if I enter number of elements 7, I'll accept 7 elements, store it in a list, and return minimum of it. Let's see the solution for it. I'll create one more file, Python file Q23. I'll just copy the code we have accepted n from user empty list, and then in a for loop we have accepted n elements and stored in the list. Now we want to display minimum. I'll just use ready-made function min, and to that I'll pass our iterable object. List is a iterable object. Now let's run this code. Question number 23. I'll input some value. For example, I'm entering 5. Then I'm entering the elements 67, 8, 69, 90, 45. It is displaying the minimum element, that is 8. I hope you have understood, and I'm sure you are enjoying it. We'll continue with the next question. Now, in this question, which is very much based on list only, write a program to accept n numbers from user and store it into list. Accept one number from user and return frequency of that number from list. As an example, if number of elements I've entered 11, then I'm inputting 11 values. Then I'm asking for the element to search. For example, if I'm entering 5, it should return the output as 4 because in this list 5 is present 4 times. Let's write solution for this. We will create one file with the name Q24, right? Then I'll accept through input, enter number of elements. Guys, I'm sure you are enjoying these programs, and please don't forget to put comments. Now I'll create one empty list, lst square bracket. I hope you know how to create an empty list. Then I'll accept values from user for I in range and n. Range function will return a list from 0 till n minus 1, and then the loop will go for each value in that list. I hope you are getting it. I'll accept one value from user. I'm not giving any prompt message, and then I'm storing that t in our list by using append method. Now the elements are stored in the list. Now we have to accept the element whose frequency we want to find out. I'll take that variable as x, int input, enter search element. I hope you're getting it. Now what we'll do is we will create one more variable f, and I'll initialize to 0. in which I'll keep the frequency count. Is it clear to you? Now I'll traverse the list one by one and I'll compare each value from the list with X. If it match, I'll increment the frequency count. I'm going to write one for loop for Y in list. Remember, for loop is specifically made by Python for iterable objects only, and LST is a iterable object. So it will fetch one by one value from LST and copy in one temporary variable Y. Now we'll compare it. If Y equal to X or X equal to Y, anyway, we will increment the frequency by 1. There is a compound arithmetic operator plus equal. So it will add 1 and store the result in F. And now we will display the frequency. If you want it in more elaborated way, you can write like this: X found F times. Can you see? I've separated all the values by comma. So first it will display X, then found, then F, and then times. Let's run this program. This is question number 23. Suppose I give value 10 and entering some value 5, 4, 6, again 5, then 3, then again 5, then 12, then again 5, then 8, then 6. Now search value. I'm giving search value 5. It is giving output 5 found 4 times. I hope you're getting it. Many more questions to solve. Our intention is to make you expert in programming logic. We'll be solving questions from varied areas. We'll be taking you till the expert coding, that is till GUI programming, network programming. We will be taking you till database connectivity, web application. That is our main intention. Our intention is to make good coders, develop good developers. That's all for today. As always, keep learning, keep evolving. And don't forget to subscribe our channel. Please share it with your friends. Don't forget to like. Thank you. God bless you. See you in the next